All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I hope everyone is doing okay today. It is Wednesday, the 14th. Got some movement there in the overnight. It's kind of funny. It's kind of like one of those conflicting ones too, right? When you look at this, you look at it and you're like, what's going on here? Is it dollar strength? Is it dollar weakness? What is it? Yeah. Oops, hold on. Sorry. Trying to get this set up. Did I do that right? Is that working? Yes? No? Maybe? Wait, what? All right, sorry. Yeah, so it's kind of one of those, is it doing well? Is it not doing well? What is it? And again, it is a little bit more of a mix. And again, there's a little bit more of a yen play than anything else. The one consistency we're seeing right now is yen strength coming back in, and a lot of that had to do with the markets just being absolutely crushed yesterday. But you're saying, I'm sorry, right? You're saying 107 down 120 across here, right? But at the same time, like, all right, so must be some, this is in the red, but this is in the green. Well, what is it? And they've seen dial, the completely flat here, but then versus the cat, it's like whoa, 106, right? So. And then Aussie, same thing. So again, these are a lot of the repercussions from yesterday. So did get some interesting as well as, good data for pound. I mean, CPI, they did break back under 10. 9.9 is good. Is it a massive move? No. But, always positive when you're seeing, a little bit of move in the right direction. A little bit of relief for them. Gotta love that. Gotta be happy with it. Right? It is what it is. Our core came in higher than expected. Wasn't double this time. So again, that's not a bad thing that it was not double. It could be worse. Could be worse. The regular PPI month over month again is everything. Again, fuel is not as big of an issue in there. Food and fuel don't come in there as much because it's a producer's thing. But again, the core, seeing it expand again. Again, going from a 0.2 last time to a 0.4 is expected to go higher, but it's kind of double what it was previously. So I don't know if anybody, again, I don't know, or not everybody's on Instagram. Jack comes up with some good stuff sometimes. Jack posted an absolutely hysterical Instagram post from yesterday. So if you haven't seen that, jump over to Jack's channel and check Jack out. Had to like it. He won the internet for today. It was a heat map, Biden in front of like a heat map. It was kind of funny. Yeah, just gotta love when the meme game is strong there. So yeah, but later on today we do have some decent news coming out too. The GDP quarter-on-quarter basis I think is important. Oh, excuse me. I think somebody swapped their decaf coffee on me. Hate when that happens. Expect to be 1% gain on a quarterly basis, which I think is great. New Zealand also in the kind of the interest rate game, not as big, but I think that's pretty good. Yeah. I don't terribly hate that one, right? I don't think that's, I don't think that's bad. Oh, what the heck was that? What did I click? Oh, I hate when I click things weird. There you go. There we go. All right. So yeah, I mean, great opportunity here. And the way you play this would probably be with the New Zealand yen. You could do New Zealand dollar, right? At 645, the dollar influence is over, but yeah. Happy with it. Aussie tonight. I think this will be a very interesting one to trade as well. Not expected to change too much. It was a negative 40 last time, positive 35, more or less flat, and then holding the 3.4. I'd love to say there's a miss in this one, but I feel like this one is going to hit dead on. But I think that, again, I think this gives the ability to kind of help retrace a little bit, maybe potentially give a little bit of dollar strength coming or Aussie strength coming in. Right now, you can see the Aussie dollar is down 77 in the last 24 hours. I would say this gives you the ability to, maybe get a little bit of, a little bit of a reprieve in here. Maybe kick it back up again. Nothing crazy, but we'll see what the today holds, and then that will typically determine that will help uncover what's okay. What's gonna where it's gonna move. So I think Aussie tonight at 9:30. Again, if you guys are around, that's probably a decent one to trade. The rest of it is just kind of everybody dissecting what we saw, and then again, the PPI is not as bad. News-wise, this is an interesting one here that CNBC came out that China's inflation is far lower than the U.S., while locals still feel price pressures. And again, very simply, I mean, there is price pressure across the board for everything right now. So it's hard to say that one person wouldn't necessarily feel it. So yeah, I mean, it's, price pressure exists, but it is kind of crappy that they're like, oh, it's far lower. It's like, really? What? Right? A 2.5% year-over-year raise. If it was 2.5 increase right now, the Fed would be like, yep, this is awesome. Our job is done. We got nothing else to do till next time. We'll see. Then they have no real problems, right? If the Fed is, if we're at 2.5%, it's a little bit above, but not the end of the world. 2.5%, right? 2.5%. So not too bad over there for China, versus, again, we're celebrating 9.9% in the UK. Yeah, this thing here again, Ukraine's ambition to join NATO remain a threat to our country. Yeah. Let's see. China and Russia moved to disrupt the U.S. dollar's dominance in the oil markets. They're already doing that. That was put in effect years and years and years ago. Yeah. Yeah. So no other major headlines, which again, not necessarily the worst thing, right? Not necessarily bad. So not the worst Wednesday morning. Let me get the API, the inventory report. API oil inventory report. I forgot to drag that up. Here it is. Remember last week they were completely off. Oh God, too many pop-ups. There we go. So you can see API. They were off a little bit again. And again, last week it was that monstrous 8.8 number. So this week, they're expecting quite a large surplus again. Remember, last week it was an 8.8 surplus. Now they're saying, it's going to be down a little bit. And there's another surplus, showing that demand is, or they got production a little bit high. We'll get that later on today as well. But tomorrow morning we do have retail sales. Now, retail sales is pretty important. For a couple of reasons. One, retail sales is kind of like where we're going with things. We're already hearing, in discussions from companies and people are mentioning, basically having issues with having dollar exposure, right? Retail sales is more of a U.S.-based number. And what it's showing us is what if the consumer is spending. Because remember, early on, that was the problem, was that, the consumer was spending back then, and now they're starting to show a slowdown where the consumer is not necessarily spending as much. So, question is, what do you do with this and how do you trade it? Now, retail sales used to be one of the biggies. It was one of the big ones out there. So, I feel like it will still be big. Obviously, not as big as CPI because it's not the CPI is kind of the main, that is the main problem right now is inflation. It's not necessarily people spending or not spending. But again, seeing spending start to go flat, we already know the consumer sentiment is rather low right now. And, basically going in completely flat over a month-on-month basis, particularly in the time of year that we are, kind of interesting. So this could be an obvious one. Now, Empire State Manufacturing, you can see, it was minus 31 before. You may look at this and say, hey, listen, this isn't as bad. Minus 12 is much better than 31. But the reality is, if it was smaller before and then it is smaller again, it's just getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. So not really what you want to see in Empire State Manufacturing. And Empire has been a bit more negative, right? In all fairness, it definitely has been more than, say, Philly or even Chicago. But Empire is, kind of taking it on the chops. But then this retail sales month over month, seeing a negative bit of spending here, and it was flat before. So, yeah, I mean, again, does the market want any more negative news is kind of the big question. that I think, again, we look in the overnight, we kind of see where things are going with this. We see where the Europeans, kind of what their feeling is on it. And I think that's what dictates where we go for this trade tomorrow. And this is going to be a standard news-based trade. You're going to look to see where it rallies, particularly the 30 minutes before the news comes out. And again, in the overnight session as well. And I think that tells us how we take this tomorrow morning. Yeah, and then obviously we have Philly right afterwards. You can see the Philly number is positive on this one. So, again, Empire, Philly, same day. Unemployment claims, again, I don't think that unemployment claims at this point are going to, unless the number is like 500,000 people got hired or 500,000 people put claims in, I don't think that's going to necessarily be, I don't think it's going to be anything that's we need to worry about. So, a lot at 8:30. Again, some good releases. Again, Empire State has been a bit more negative with things, but that core retail sales number is kind of like, option number 3 there, right? Option number 3. All right. And that's it. Let's go across and go into the news. So yesterday, obviously, we got that initial pushback, and then we started to get a really big kind of run up in the VIX. And yesterday's sentiment just turned negative just super, super quick. A lot of people just, once the news was in, it was kind of like, oh, that's it. This is over. And no, that was not the case. Things just continue to get worse. Yeah, I mean, the sentiment is just so bad. It just, everybody out there is just expecting recession. Whether it's right, not right. I do know that the mortgage interest rates, I saw the notification this morning. Mortgages on the average home are now over 6%. So it's, definitely over double where it was last year. Huge difference. And again, that probably led to some of the movement in the VIX. Let's bring this back up to 30. But where we are peaked up pretty high. The news is out for the day. I don't know. We're not really getting any other kind of, I guess oil, right? But I don't think oil is going to necessarily, be any type of big player today. Oil shouldn't jack the VIX in one way or the other. Unless there's like a 20 million barrel down draw and it's like we're going to run out of oil. But I don't think we're going to get anything on that front today. So the VIX should kind of deteriorate today. And you're seeing, even though it's much, much higher than we were yesterday, versus where the close was, it's considered negative, and you're seeing everything is in the green. Now, yesterday, obviously, monstrous drop to the downside. Would absolutely expect some type of a retracement today. I was actually surprised it deteriorated as fast as it did. But when everybody and their brother is trying to, get rid of their positions because, oh my God, the Fed's going to raise interest rates. Yes, the Fed was going to raise interest rates anyway. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I would say I'm not surprised by the green. I wouldn't expect to be blown out of the water, but I don't think it's uncommon for today. Let's go and look at the Aussie. So here's the down draw from yesterday. We were at an interesting spot right at that kind of 9:30, 10 o'clock window. We were talking about how, listen, this is where it would go, but where is the reversal coming in? Is it a 61.8? It did bounce back up again, but then immediately crashed back through. And we had talked about this. This was an old level of violation. There was some basing in there, but again, it would have been a target first more than anything. And we talked about getting a confirmation or the green, red, green, like the color change on it. We didn't really get it. It gave us the impulse, the correction, and then the next impulse moved down. If anything, the color change would have showed you the red, green, and then the close below. It continued to deteriorate lower. So, yeah, it just, that's where the movement went. So, we didn't hit the entry on the other side. I actually had some alerts sitting down here at the 67 flat. You can see that it made it all the way down here to 67.05. So missed it by 5 pips. Gotta hate that, but again, in the overnight, it was choppy back and forth. And again, right now we can remove the fibs in this direction because it has retraced fully all the way across. And then if anything, we can draw it from the top side now. Take it from the peak, drop it down to the trowel here, and you can say, hey, listen, there's the big impulse, there's the correction, there's the impulse, there's correction, there's the impulse down again, and look at that. This is a zone that we would mark off anyway, and it just happens to be by the 23.6. So this one, yeah, it serves as a hiccup. It never gave us an entry back in again. You can see that this one is passed, so we'll remove those. Actually, you know what? Let's leave that on. Let's take this off. And again, this would be a target for later on. Let's turn that to yellow. We're going to continue that across the top. And we're going to mark off this zone right here and say, hey, there's a little thing going on right there, right? There's something small there. Oh, it's Kip. By the way, Debbie, I think Debbie's here. Debbie, are you here? Yeah, Debbie's here. By the way, Debbie, we got Jin's walkers out yesterday. Yesterday, day before. Kip literally stood up, grabbed the walker, and went all the way across. So the question now is, Kip turns. You guys know Kip's born the first week of October. Question is now we got like 2.5, 3 weeks before his birthday. Will he walk before his first birthday? He's pretty close, but yeah, he grabbed the walker and just a little while ago, he picked it up and moved it to his right and then turned. So I feel like he's close. So we're about to have another walker. Yeah, Jin walked at 13 months and Kip's at not even 12 yet, and yeah, he took like 8 steps with the walker on his first attempt. I was like, holy crap. So life is about to get real interesting. But anyway, this could be a level where we look for a continued push to the downside. And again, if you guys are looking for trades in this one, this is the Aussie dollar, and this is a level that we could potentially use for last night. Yeah, I predict yes. Yeah, and I think I'm predicting yes as well. All right, so 67.59. I would say that's a decent pullback level and decent drop. You have 23.6 traders come in, and we got enough movement right now from it. About 24 pips to go for later on this evening. Okay, so one potential short here. Aussie yen. So Aussie yen, we were continuing talking about this pushing down, and we said, hey, listen, when we get a base in there and a break, we didn't get it. We got it came through, and then base that's like, oh, here it goes. Go back up and get it, and it didn't. It unfortunately didn't go back up. It did give us a zone that we could have traded, though, and there was your tradable zone that formed around 12, and then late last night it kicked in. I don't know if anybody got this one or not. When I saw it, I was like, oh, Ernest probably posted, and I didn't see a post from Ernest, so I feel like Ernest did not catch this one, and he's tie behind the moonshine, yeah. I feel like this is a typical Ernest trade. It's a continuation down, and again, with a decent base in there, I figured he would grab this one. A couple other things. Again, if you run this forth, you can see that we run it all the way down to late last night. It was also a 23.6 bisecting it, so it was kind of like one of those perfect continuation setups, and it just continued to go and go and go and go. And if we move the other one, remember we talked about this yesterday too, the 96.56. If I move this across, what did it do? It dropped at base, it pulled back, it grabbed it, and guess what? Nope, that's not the one I wanted to move. It's this one. There you go. So 2 trades in this one, 2 Harry Potters in the Aussie yen. So nice retracement. We talked about down, and again, we got a new level. Again, when we drew it here, it was a 23.6 continuation, and then boom, all the way back down again. And this one was not a 23.6, but it was an old Harry Potter that we had talked about that had been touched a few times. So there are 2 trades sitting in that one that I completed. So both of them pretty decent. This was a 45 pipper, and this one was another 40 pips. So what? 89 pips in the Aussie yen, so not a bad one. And by the way, I'm just gonna throw this out there, and I'm super close, by the way, to hitting the publish button. I just wanted a couple more examples of things. Right there. That is the 3 o'clock open and the 5:30 reversal. So, bum 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 bum. Yeah. So not a bad one. Not a bad one, but 2 different possibilities on that. So right now we know this was a target. We talked about it there. You can see that we do have a level down here. There is definitely some wicks down there in this level right here. And you can see that's what we're bouncing also. For right now, do I want to take this one long? Not really. I mean, remember, it's not, we don't go short and then turn it around and buy it right back again. I typically use that as kind of like a reset as a target. And again, it would have just hit that target. So not ready to reverse it yet. Do we continue the short down? I would say there's 2 other levels right below it. So I'd be a little cautious with it. I mean, if you're getting 100 pips out of the Aussie yen in one day, you would expect some type of a retracement on there. The 23.6 level is a little bit higher up as well. So we got some room to run in that one. This is also one of those ones, again, what we do with it now, I kind of like it, and I kind of hope that it holds lower down here. The reason why is with that Aussie yen number tonight, if it's good, and again, it's supposed to be positive, that could help with an Aussie reversal, right? Getting that reversal back again kind of matches what we're seeing here too. We're on the low side, bottom side of the curve. We're looking for long opportunities. I'm kind of looking for this as a 1030 down and then a pop later. This is kind of the same thing. We're already down low. We could get the pop later on this evening. Hold on one sec. Wait, what is this? Yes, sorry. Okay. Um, messages. It never ends. It never ends. There we go. Okay. All right. So Eurodollar. We got a little bit more continuation this yesterday, and I think this goes back to kind of what we mentioned before. Um, this is basically, again, the fear just continued to move yesterday. So we got a push down, a hiccup, a push down, and then right around that 10 o'clock, we hit that parity number. We peaked low late last night, and we're kind of, I'll draw it from, I'm going to have to adjust it. One sec. All right, they're up. You can see that right now it did actually just push past, but if you continue this line across, and this is that kind of zone we talked about, unfortunately, you missed entry on a second time. So we were hoping that was the turn. We never got the confirmation that it moved. So again, we're going to remove a lot of those things. Right now, even with the fibs, I'm just going to take it off. Right. We haven't hit the 78, but it's pretty close. This is in this area right here. Right now, I would say that the biggest concern that I'd be worried about right now is really this level. We're kind of bounced there. And the thing about this is, have some sellers, they're confirmed here. We have some buyers, and then we're kind of floating right in the middle, and that middle just happens to be parity. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be much we can do with this one right now. So again, more kind of sideways. We'll see what it looks like. Again, the news is out. Not really any big change in this one. Maybe continue push down, but we're waiting for that next big drop. And retail sales could be it for tomorrow. Euro pound continue to drop. Now we drawn this one down. We're not there yet. Right, we're not there yet, but it is continuing to move. We talked about a level here, and you can see, look at that, it based right in it. It had been touched a few times, and there's your base, right? So it's pushed through now. We could technically hold it there for Harry Potter, but I wouldn't. I don't think it's there yet. I think this one continues to deteriorate down. I think right now, yesterday we talked about having a profit target at 86.16. We made it to 86.30. So we need about another 14 pips lower to be able to get down there. It's still on its way, but obviously not at blazing speed or anything like that. This one is a little bit more grindy. So yeah, I mean, not much. Not tons more we can do with it right now. All right. But I take this and look at this and say, hey, listen, continuing to push down, continuing to deteriorate. This is showing us European weakness, pound strength. There was European news in here. The end of negative interest rates, right? Right. They are officially at zero, right? And that still was unable to kind of change the trajectory of this. So yeah, use this as a gauge for what where you go. Now we talked about this pushing back down again. Again, this is the negativity that we're seeing. It's the proxy for the overall stock market. We talked about a small level that had a little bit of confirmation, but was kind of in no man's land. You can see it kind of went down, it based, it kind of came back up, and then it spent some time basing in there before dropping lower. Now we are in an interesting spot right now. We talked about it yesterday. It hasn't triggered, right? It hasn't triggered. It's there. Right? It's there. But the question is, are we looking for a reversal? Whew, it's really close. We know we have buyers. Excuse me. We know we have buyers in this one. And again, it's 10. We've pushed down in the European session. By the way, this one is also the same thing. Europeans opened it here, pushed it up. 5:30 is when it turned and reversed back down again. And from that 5:30 kind of peak, it's about 87 pips. So, we're so close. I don't want to say jump into it now. I kind of want it to touch, but this may be a trade that runs away without us. This one could run away without us. It's close. We're close to that time. Here's the next option, by the way. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's enough of a miss that I'm not going to jump into it trying to chase it. If it comes back down and we start the base and we get like a decent bottom, then I would wait for a pop and kind of a confirmation trade off the top side. But I do think there's probably, again, we have not triggered. It's not been triggered yet. And it's a small trade there. But I actually like this one down here a little bit better. I think this is a better one. Again, 61.8 is there, so you're going to have additional buyers stepping in just because of that reason. Not no more than that, but just for the fact that there's that 61.8 there. And again, this is a little bit early on the 50, so I feel like we have to wait for it to come down and then kind of form a base to take off. So I feel like this is the one that we need the confirmation on, right? We need confirmation here. This the lower one, I'm good with just kind of these, right? Like I need confirmation and I'm ready to just go. Okay. Pound yen. I'm sorry, pound dollar. So pound dollar, we were talking about finding a bottom on this one. We actually had a level a little bit lower. It's funny, it didn't actually hit it. You guys can see that the 78. I'm going to take it off, but you can see that we don't need it now. It ended up grabbing this level of people and using that to base off of. But again, we were looking for kind of a test of an old level down there anyway, and then looking for it to push lower. So we knew we were in a big zone down here. So right now, I would say this one is in its slow grind back up again. Even though we're seeing some dollar strength, you can see that this one is not, a massive mover or anything like that. Trying to say, do we want to do anything with that? No, I don't think so. No. I think this one we still take the continued grind on it. You can just clean this up a little bit. Yeah, I think this one still continues to move. Let's go here. We can take that number off. Do I need that one anymore? No, I'm going to take that one off as well. We'll just move it down. Actually, you know what? Can I just copy this one? There we go. Coordinates. We're going to change this to 16. There we go. Boom. Oh, it helps when you change it, right? Whoops. So, yeah, probably a little bit of a hiccup over there. We'll see what we can do if we can make it through the 1030. Yeah. It's all right. It's all right. It's okay. Wouldn't say that I'm in love with this one, but yeah. Wait for this. I would say wait for this one to continue to rally. Nothing great. Pound yen. Again, pound yen. It went through. We talked about the profit target. You can see we hit it, and then it's funny. It came back and grabbed the profit target, which is fine. It's out now. You can see that we had a little bit of a basing issue in there. Don't need it, but we're still waiting for this level down lower. So, and I'm okay with this one. I think this one makes sense. Just continue to see, the same deterioration we're seeing. I mean, even though we're in an environment where we have pound strength pretty much against everything, it's magically losing versus the yen. And then this is just really the retracement from yesterday. This is the backlash of yesterday with the yen. So, wait for it to come back down. I think 164.42 is the zone we're looking for. Dollar CAD, big push. And look at that. I thought we were going to get something a little bit fancy here with the 50. And I said that it may not be over yet. We got there a little bit early. We actually hit it at 9 o'clock, and then 9:30 we kind of pulled back a little bit. And the 10:30 was kind of like do you take it? Do you not take it? And it ended up going right through the 61.8 with no problem. And it went through and again, we just had this one marked off as 78.6. It was a level, and it's kind of using that 78.6 level now. It's kind of stuck between these two pieces. Right now, it's like, what do you do with this one? So we've gone to the 78, so we're gonna pull fibs off this one. We don't need the 50 obviously anymore. We did not get the retracement. I thought we would get more retracement today, but I mean, with that monstrous kind of API number, I mean, we're up $1.90 in crude, and it's not slowing this down. But we are getting a lot of chops since late last night. So, if anything, I'd watch this, and we'll pull this from bottom to top. Okay. You can see that it's backstop. The distal zone right now is that old one that we were talking about. There's a little hiccup here, so I'm wondering if this is what we end up getting. If we come in here and start basing, and then we push down and we grab these guys right here, and then we push back up again, and then we go long. That's kind of what I'm looking for right now. And here, I'll mark this guy off so you can see where I would assume that there's going to be a bounce of it. Would be something along those lines. Okay. The 1 to 3 on this one is actually not that bad. And again, I don't know when we're going to pull back, so that's why I'm going to throw it over here, right? Your 1 to 3 is only sitting right there. So you can see it's well before the target, which, again, the first target needs to be here, which is also right before the 50, right? So I'll change to black. That's kind of what I'm looking for in this one, the scenario that I'm looking for. Again, maybe we hit it one more time and then hit it again and then hit it again, and it finally bases over here, which is fine. But I'm looking for wherever the base trigger is to come down and grab this level down here at 132. What is it? 130, 120 or 132, 130, 130, and then go back up and use whatever the new base is that's formed. Take it lower and start reaching back down towards this 50 percentile retracement. Okay, so a couple things going on that one, but I don't think it's that difficult of a. I don't think it's that difficult of a trade. I think it's rather easy. All right. So that is it for this one. Let's go across and look at the Swiss. Swiss, talk about a Harry Potter trade. We don't have it yet, right? We're still fixating with this piece up top. Still stuck. So, I mean, I would just say that this is still there. I mean, we can just continue it across. We don't have it yet. Oh, it doesn't let me move it. It's still there. So, I mean, dollar Swiss, 10 pips in 24 hours. So, yeah, not flying here. It's nothing crazy is happening yet. I don't have anything on that one either. So I'd say the same sentiment. We're looking for a short on this one, come back down on the 9.5 level. I do believe it'll come down. It's not there yet. So not so much we can do with that one. Dollar yen. So dollar yen, we talked about this coming back down. We're not at our profit target yet. We need to go another, I mean, it says another 65 pips. This one actually is not, I mean, I'd like to say it's not a 65 pip in a day type mover. It's really kind of pulled back again from yesterday from that 145 level. It's still in it, we are what now from yesterday morning, or actually I guess from late last night. All right, 10:30 we're here. We talked about pulling up to 145. It hit it at 7:30 last night. We're 212 pips in. I don't know. Not much else we can do for it right now. I mean, it's still in the trade. It's still pushing back down again, and we haven't hit our full profit target yet. But it is funny. It is crazy that yesterday we were sitting here, and we're like, nah, just go a little bit more. Tag 145, and it did. Actually, it tagged it at 6 p.m., not 7. I'm sorry. I was off by an hour. And now the rollover's there. So almost back to where it needs to be. But so close, yet at the same time, so far. What are you going to do? So let's go across and look at crude, because we are going to have some data coming in with crude. Now, crude has had an early morning kind of explosion. As of 7:30 this morning, both crude as well as natural gas both took quite large pops. Now at 7:30, we don't necessarily have any news. That would have been what, 3 hours ago, 2.5 hours ago. So, I mean, this maybe need somebody to highlight the readers versus. Other regions can compensate for Europe's demand for Russian gas. Doesn't really tell us much. Wondering, it's probably why we got the pop up. I don't know I don't know. I almost feel like they're just trolling, right? And again, I don't know. It's kind of like, yeah, other regions can supplement them, sure. Ha ha ha. Like, I don't know. I feel like that's almost a troll, but that's the time frame that would have sent this higher right in there. So kind of weird. But anyway, we talked about this. This trade has already been there before. It's already tagged it twice. This is technically hit number 3, but this 89.09, it is kind of set very, very high right now. And we do know that, we have an oil inventory report that is coming in 6 million barrels heavy. Is oil set up for another short? Is there going to be another way for this to turn and roll today? I feel like I don't know. The expectation is now that it's going to be a miss. I almost feel at this point it's like, I don't know. Did the Europeans know it was like, oh my God, we got to make up for this really, really quickly? Are we going to see this, turn and roll again? And I'd say potentially. I mean, we got 20 minutes to go before news pops out, and we talk about stalling, right? Stalling in a level. I mean, there's kind of the stall, right? We're on a 1 minute chart right now. That's your 1 minute stall. Has it moved into a zone prior? Yeah, kind of. Right? I mean, right now, if I had to make the call, I would say that, yeah, this is probably more of a down. And really, I'd probably put it there. I'd probably shrink it just a little bit more. Do it to there. Right? But the question is the news already baked in? Right? Is the news already baked in? It's hard because it's not really moving. It's been in the same spot since really 9:45. But got 20 minutes to go, so we'll see how that one goes. But I would say that's kind of what we're looking at right now. Okay. Yeah, we'll see. Natural gas, also a huge spike. And I mentioned this before. So we talked about a potential Harry Potter break of 820. We have not gotten it. It pushed down and then literally came in the same kind of candle time frame and went right back up. So we do not have an entry for it yet. So I think that it's still valid overall. I mentioned getting short this one really just does nothing for me right now, that there could be any type of geopolitical comment whatsoever sends us higher. Question is what we heard just a little while ago about they can, other people can supplement their desire for Russian gas. Again, are they just trolling the market, being like, "Hey, guess what? We all know that you can't do without it." There's that geopolitical comment. So the good thing is, though, we could get out of this little one, this guy, because now it has come back up and it has touched the 78. Now the 78, there is a level here of selling. We have seen it before right there. There was a confirmation and it has touched it. But is it like an area that I'm like, woo, that's it, everybody gets short natural gas? Not so much. I mean, I just have a hard time selling natural gas right now. Now, there is an area of sellers. There is a 50% group in here. It is, again, 10:30 time frame. There's not an inventory for today. It's the inventory for tomorrow. I don't know. If you're a natural gas player and you feel like you know the heartbeat of natural gas, there could be something here that if you're looking to trade it. I don't trade it enough to be able to say, oh, this is what happened. This is what we see. I just know that we did have quite a large jump this morning based off of, I don't know, would I say that is market moving based news? Not really. I mean, right? I don't know. I mean, yeah, they're comments, but I mean, I don't know. Were those earth shattering? It's like, we're going to make, I mean, if they said we're going to make you guys suffer, we all know that you can't handle it. I guess, yeah. I guess, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, not for me, but again, on a purely technical basis, if you're looking at an area there where there's confirmed sellers in there, and you are close to 50%, this would be an area where you're looking to take short. But just have a very, very hard time with something that has such a huge geopolitical influence. And I mentioned that yesterday about these geopolitical influences, and not my cup of tea. So here's what we talked about for gold. So gold, literally, we talked about getting some type of a confirmation that we were going to push through, and we didn't get the confirmation. The green came up, and then boom, the red closed higher. So that disqualifies it. Green came up, green closed here, and then it was like, wait a second, we have a red, green, red that shows us we go down, and we're kind of in the same exact spot. If you look at this, yesterday at like 10 o'clock, we were sitting here, right here, right? We are now. Let's see. Where's my ruler? Let's see. 10 o'clock was here, and right now we are there, right? So $2 difference. $2 difference on a $1,700 asset. Yeah. No movement, but I'm still looking for this one to continue to push higher. Now, the European market didn't really do anything. We talked about if we had a downward push, look for a big push higher. It kind of went up and then went down ahead of time, so it showed us that it wasn't really necessarily a big one today. Europeans didn't get into a pre-move, but I would say that I'd still expect this to go a little bit higher. I think if you are long this one, I think 17, 14, probably where we're looking for this one to go. Right now, we need another big headline. I think overall, again, I'm going to say that it goes lower. Again, yesterday there was rumblings of people talking about adding 1%, but I still think it's going to be 0.75. I think, the debate before was like most people think it's going to be 0.75, but it's definitely 0.5. Now I feel like it's definitely 0.75, and a couple people are rattling saying, "Oh, it could be 1. We could do 1." But yeah, I feel I don't know. Do any of you guys out there? I'm just typing in chat if you do. Do any of you guys out there have any mortgage broker friends? I have 2 friends that just recently became mortgage brokers, and they're talking about how it's such a great time to buy right now. That rates, like you can still grab good rates, and I'm like, it's double what you did last year. I don't know, right? We're already seeing absolutely horrid numbers on all of the, home buying, existing sales, everything. Yeah. Oof. I don't know. It seems like a weird industry. I mean, I get it. That's how they make money. So they got to be like, there's still great deals out there. I'll find them for you. But I feel like, I don't know. I mean, people were getting like 2 5s, 2 8s. I feel like 6. Like how in 1 year can you talk about getting great rates when people are getting 2 8s, 2 4s, 2 5s, 2 6s, and now it's 6? I don't know. Lots of drinking in that realm. All right, silver. Silver is doing the takeoff, and look at that. We talked about 1928 being most likely where you need to get your profit from, and yes, it turned and rolled right off of that. Your zone was sitting right here, and there's your bounce and your rollback off, and we are now pushing back up. It's probably at a 50% level right now from this recent push. Yeah, it's fluctuating right now, and again, it's hitting some of the smaller term sellers in there. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of moving. Was it a great, amazing setup? It's all right. I mean, I don't know. It's nothing that I'm like, whew. I'm like, that's the best thing I've ever seen. It's not kind of one of those things. It's not that. It's not you, it's me. Right. This one's kind of looking like it wants to roll back a little bit, but I'm wondering if it's purely just profit taking. I feel like it's just profit taking. Yeah, probably just profit taking. How much space is there? I wouldn't mess with that one. Anyway, I think again, once we find a top in both these, I think it's probably ready to roll. I think it's ready to roll. I think once our next drop in the hat is going to be what that raise looks like, and we're going to see it. Let's go back to oil and see if oil has done anything different. Oh, whoops. Oil continuing to go. So oil is unfolding right under our eyes. We talked about stabilization. We typically like it to drive and then stabilize. I don't know if that's drive or stabilize, but it's moving now. Wonder if somebody has seen the data. Is it pulling into that zone? I really hope not. Well, it doesn't matter. If it pulls down to that zone, we should be good. Yeah. Starting to move. Somebody's watching. Uncle Warren must be on the show. All right, let's go back up and look at the VIX. We don't need to do 1 minute. That would make it very weird. Look at that VIX. Little ping pong action right there. Little ping pong action. Yeah, let's go over ES. So there's ES. Opening print today. And again, this 61.8, we took a little bounce off of it yesterday, but I think we actually talked about that as being the target. We can take that top off now because the 78 is hit. Let's remove it. This zone, we didn't do anything with the gap. Let's take those off to clean it. Let's shrink this one down, and we'll talk about this down to a low. Okay. Let's talk about low-level basing, which is right there. And let's see, 9:30 touched. This trade looks like it is on right now. And 1 to 3 is right there. Okay. So this one's about 2/3 of the way to profit right now. Again, we'd like to be out at full profit by now, but yeah. So this one opened, actually it opened a little bit lower, but went right up, and it was a little bit of a confirmed level. So something in there. And again, the 1 to 3 made sense because again, the profit target is where we have buyers on the other end. So, this one would, it's a trigger. 23.6 is not really in an area, but look at that. Really from yesterday at like 2, yeah, or 3 o'clock, nothing in the overnight. Europeans didn't really do much with us there. NQ. Eh. NQ looks very similar. Sorry, I was looking at a different monitor. We're at the it's funny. Came down and got stuck. Hit the 70 and has stuck. I don't care about the 78 anymore. Let's run a top to bottom on this one. Let's see. The 8 o'clock drove us up. Go there. Problem with this one is it may be too far. Yeah. This one is a little bit deeper. So kind of the same setup, but just a little bit deeper in. Is what that one kind of looks like. So yeah, could you have taken a trigger on this one? Sure. I mean, from the 8:45 to 9 window, it drove right up into a zone. So yeah, it's all right. Continuing to drop. So ES is actually almost out. ES is about to be out. And NQ following suit. YM. Okay, 78 is hit, so let's pull it and clear that one for tomorrow. Look at that. Right in there. Look at the basing in there. So let's pull that off now. Don't need that. Don't need this. Let's draw from top to bottom. 23 is a no man's land, which is totally cool with us. Let's do the same basing level here. 9:15, 9:30. There's your trigger. One to 3 is right there. It's a little bit more than it, but again, same thing. It's a little bit deep. Not the end of the world, but it's a little bit deep versus what how you would have liked it. Let's see Russell. Let's clear Russell as well. Let's pull this. Let's go here and down. Ooh, this one is a gap lower. Nice little 23 grab right there. Mm, 5:30. 9:30. This one wouldn't have triggered. I'd have been waiting for this one to come back up and hit this level. It did not. Yeah, unfortunately, this one wouldn't have got the entry. 9:30 is right here. I mean, it kind of pulled into this, but it's like, there's your true basing. Wait for it to go higher. So, unfortunately, Russell would not have worked. So it looks like 3 out of 4 would have actually gotten entries in there. Russell not being one of them. And again, Russell seems to be the oddball. It's funny. When the other 3 don't hit, Russell hits. When the other 3 hit, Russell doesn't hit. Right? Kind of weird how that turns out. Yeah, should be. This is close. Look at that. It's flirting. Look how close it got. Look at that. ES was right there. So close, ES. So close. Yeah, they're all in the same area. All right, let's see. We got 5 minutes. Let's go check out oil. See what oil's doing. Oil's not out yet. Ooh, but look at that on the 5-minute. Can it stabilize for 5 minutes? Man, Man, look at that. It was a 2.5. 3 is sitting right there. So right now, guys, this trade is a 1 to 2, a 2.5 with 5 minutes to go. It's gonna go crazy. No, it's fine. It's fine. Wow, look at that. So 8.8 last time. Look, they were way off last time. They're predicting a 1.9 surplus, right? They came in as a 6. I'll say it shouldn't be out yet. Okay, good. Like, let's make this non-US just to keep it simple. So you're close. Look at this. If anything, you should be trailing your stop on this one. But it looks like this one is going to try to take us out right before the news. It's so close. It's so close. It's like watching it. You're like, yep, go ahead, just tick it, do it. It's funny. Reminds me of a guy I used to work with. He used to like when this would be like popping down, where he would like want it to go like flip. If you took this and flipped it upside down where you're this close, he used to tickle the candle. That was like it was one of the funniest things. Like, yeah, you just need to tickle the candle, and he would go up to the chart and like tickle it, and they would pop. It was absolutely hysterical. Old floor trader guy. I was like, you did what? He's like, you got to tickle the candle. I was like, okay, whatever. So that's what that scenario is. So yeah. Russell, okay, so here you go. We can update you on these. So your opening prints today, ES out, NQ about 2/3 of the way through, and YM is now also officially out. So you are 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3 on entries right now on these, right? Oops. Let's see. Let's shrink this back down. NQ is the one. We're going to see if NQ can get all the way down there. Go NQ. Yeah, so again, 1. Well, I would love this one just to go down so I could say 3. Anyway, you're 3 for 4 on entries and 2 for 3 so far with profit locked in. Profit locked in on the last one. You're not losing anything on the last one at this point. Let's see. I really wanted that one to drop. Where is it? It's NQ. Really want NQ just to finish it off. Oh, and looks like crude is officially out. So there you go. There is your crude trade. You done. Now, what's funny about crude is it's pushed us all the way down in a level. Again, it's not really maintaining and stabilizing on a 5-minute, but look at that. It just pushed us right back into a level just right now. But yeah, there's your crude trade from this morning. Already out. Look at that stabilization. 35-1, and you're out before the news even happened. Go, go, go. Now I'm curious to see if we're going to take a bounce. Probably not. This is so much movement in the 5 minutes or the 10 minutes before the news came out. This is so much movement. Now I'm kind of wondering if it's was little pre-released. All right, let's see. I don't think it'll come out early, but the dollar could add another 5%. What? Oh, 5% price. I don't know about that. I feel like people lose their minds on that one. What? I gotta read this one. Past league, a slowdown of inflation. I don't know. All right, let's see what we got here. Got like 30 seconds. Don't forget. So tickets, make sure you get your tickets in. We're back up to 7. Sean, good senior of the day. I was like, Sean must be enjoying things, right? He's enjoying that weather while it still lasts. I was like, he'll have snow in a month. So he's got to enjoy it while he still can. And yesterday was a Will win, I believe. So Will's going for 2, everybody else going for 1 for today. Let's see. Survey says, come on, you know what it is. Playing some games. Come on. I love this. It's like no. But it's out. We already know it's out. Oh, you're teasing me again. Just do it. Just give it to us. Let's see. I mean, the trade is already out. Look at that. Now it's starting to turn. All right. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. I know that it's there. It's like, why the delay? They know what it is. They're just messing with us now. This is what happens. Oh, 2.4. 2.4 is not horrible, right? I mean, if they were calling for 6.0 in the API report, I'm getting a phone call from restricted. Like, yeah, not talking to you. Sorry. Don't know who you are. You restrict the number. Not interested. So yeah, so kind of the expectation. Anyway, the 35-1 strategy. Again, we're looking for basing and a pullback. This one got in a little bit early, and you can see it's kind of like, hey, listen, get into your trade. 10-15, boom, all the way back down again. So kind of hit your full profit target actually right before news. There's nothing better than getting into a news-based trade, but having your profit target get hit before the news even comes out. Doesn't really get much better than that. Now you're seeing kind of the move already. Again, the initial response was up because, again, it's a bad number, so everybody sees that. And it's like, oh, short, and then you got to stop them out. So, yeah. So not a bad morning with that, right? Let's see. Getting a little bit of retracement right now. So, again, out here. Oh, look how close that got. Oh, got so close. Yeah, we'll see how. We'll have to see tomorrow how that one kind of levels out. But ES, obviously out, well past. YM, obviously out, well past. So 3 out of 4 entries. 2 out of 3 hit full profit target already, and one of them was basically almost there. And it's still in, so it's locked in for profit. So you can't lose any money on it. So good to go on your opening print trades as well. All right, let's go ahead and do that drawing. Let's see if Will has taken 2 in a row here. Let's close the giveaway down. Ernest is like, Will, it's the old school battle here. All right, here we go. Winner of today's drawing is Ernest. Look at that. Look at that bully. Look at that bully. He's like, I can't let Will get, Will can't take double. I got to make Will spend some extra chips. See, I don't think Ernest cares about winning, but it's the fact that Will spent extra chips. He didn't hold his guns. And this is what keeps Will from. This is like the example of fear trading, right? Right? You do demo trading and you do really well at it. You guys become millionaires in demo trading. And then you go out there to trade live, and your first trade you lose, and then what do? You go right back to demo trading again. This is what Will does. Will's like, no, I'm gonna go 1. The girls do it. The girls win plenty, and then all of a sudden he wins 1. He goes to 2, and he loses. So yeah. So mark that one as complete. We'll give Ernest his go there. Let's see. Ernest, he spent 4. Ernest spent 4 for 25. So Ernest was actually on negative pip chips today. Call me the head spoiler. I know Ernest is like, sometimes it's good to be the bad guy. The problem is Ernest is like, yeah, Noro doesn't, and he has a lot of fun, so I want to try it too. It's like the bad boy club. So yeah. All right, that's it for today. So, just to give you guys the heads up as well, Melissa is actually flying out for a wedding for 5 days or 4 days with a friend of hers. She's going to go visit Canada. I am going to have Kipster and Jin. Reese is actually heading back to mom's tonight. Asher is at the, I guess, day 5 or day 6 of COVID, so I guess he's allowed back, but I don't know. Yeah, that's a totally separate story. But anyway, it is daddy daycare with 2. So Melissa normally takes Kip at night because, obviously he's a mama's boy when it's time to sleep. I will do my best to be on. The plan is that tomorrow I'll be on. But just in case, Kip keeps me up the entire night. One of my rules, I typically don't like to do analysis or anything like that where anybody could conceive anything I say is a recommendation or anything. If I am completely sleep deprived. So we will see how it goes. Last time I had Kit when she was traveling for business, the first night was rough, but after that we were fine. But just wanted to give you guys the heads up. If I am, slurring my speech tomorrow, that would be why. You guys will understand why. But I think we'll be okay. he seems to do. Yeah, I can function on low sleep, but I just need to make sure that it's the good caffeine coffee and not the not so good coffee. So we will see. But with that said, I'm out of here today. I will catch you guys tomorrow. Good trading. Thank you, Debbie. I appreciate it. Debbie, my thing is he'll be running around. He'll be walking tomorrow. That's my thing. I'll be trying to do a chart school, and he's going to be running around, sticking forks into outlets and stuff. That's kind of what I'm scared of. So, but thank you so much. All right, guys. I'll catch you tomorrow. You have a good one. Take care. Have a good trading day today, and talk to you soon.